Yo, this is Eternal Plays Pokemon Violet, and we are closing into Alfornada. We are almost there. Before that, though, we have a little cave to go through. And what does that mean? Well, let's find out. Cause there's a damn lot of Pokemon here. Look at that. It's almost crowded. I can't even enter. There's all these Hariyamas and Makihiras and... I gotta go to the other side. I'm not sure if we can go through here. Passing through... Okay, went fine, luckily. So here we are in this cave system. Hopefully we can find our way through here. If we can. We get an Ultra Ball, which is nice. Here we got all these cool Pokemon. Oh, we're getting a lot of signs here. Even Gibbles and get bites here as well. Go up here and get up this place. Let's see. Oh, there's an item. Max Elixir. There's some trainers here too. Let's find out. Excuse me. What's up? Would you be so kind to battle me as like celebrating for reaching Alfornada? Well, of course. I don't mind. Alexis the student is our opponent. And his Pokemon of choice is Rabska. That's a new one. So you remember the Pokemon that pulls up the balls around in that side of the desert? This is what it becomes after you walk with it. Yeah, this Pokemon evolves the same way as Bramblegast. Basically, you walk with it to make it evolve. It's a bug type, so it hates fire. So that was an easy win. Wait, this is an Alfornada? Well, yes and no. Look at the map, we are right under Alfornada, but this cave system is right underneath it. So, we are in Alfornada, at the same time we're not. Toxtricity, this is a Pokemon I really love to use. It's a dual type electric and poison, which is a very unique double typing. I really think it's a good Pokemon. It's also a good special attacker. So I do recommend to pick it if you want to have a good combination of both. Rock Tomb, a rock move with sort of okay-ish accuracy. Not the best. But it does have a bonus that it does reduce speed every time it hits though. With a revive. Up here we got another TM. Which is Focus Blast. This is one of the best moves in the game. Because this is actually a fighting type special attack. Think about that. It's one of the very few fighting type special attacks in this game, which makes it extremely powerful. A lot of types, like rock type and steel types, yeah, they're weak to fighting, but those Pokemon really have very high defense, so they can usually take a hit from a fighting type Pokemon without getting KO'd. Focus Blast, however, is a special attack, and most of these rock and steel type Pokemon have low special defense. So one Focus Blast and those Pokemon will go down. Gotta remember Pokemon types to say. Pokemon types are so complicated, don't you think? Are they? We'll see. Eloisa, the student, and her Pokemon choosing is Hattrem. Not Hatina that I mentioned earlier, it's Hattrem. Hatina is the evolved form of Hattrem. This is a Psychic type Pokemon, so if you want to beat this Pokemon correctly, you'll have a good time in Alfornada Gym. Let's go Shadow Ball. You can see super effective. Psychic types don't like Ghost types. Next up is Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is a different kind. So until generation number 6, from 3 to 5, Gardevoir was a Psychic type. Now it's a dual type Psychic and Fairy. Still weak to Ghost though. And you can see sometimes Shadow Ball also reduces defense. I mean special defense. This means the next Shadow Balls will hit even harder on the Gardevoir. If one doesn't do it, two will do it. Goodbye, Gardevoir. leveled up for our dear friend, and that battle is over. Not complicated for you, huh? Well, no, because I've been playing Pokemon since Generation 1, so when you play them enough and you have thousands, tens of thousands of matches, you kind of get used to the typings. Even after Fairy type came out, it wasn't taking that hard to understand typing. And besides Generation 1, 2, and 6, I think, the typing combinations, strengths, weaknesses haven't really changed that much. So it isn't that complicated to sort of like understand and know what's good and what's not. But it's a bit of training, as you can say. Training, understanding, and just remembering. No trainer here as well. So much work. What do you mean? There's so much work to get to town from here. Well, this is of course a detour area we're taking, but I like it. Joe the courier, and his Pokemon is Mudsdale. Now we have Pokemon that we are weak to. So Mudsdale, Generation 7 Pokemon, it's a pure ground type. Which means none of our moves are super effective against it, but its moves super effective against us. Also, Mudsdale has this ability called Stamina, which causes every time it takes damage to increase its defense. Heavy Slam. Not very effective. I don't understand why we would use Heavy Slam. Sure, Mudsdale is also a very heavy Pokemon, but fire types are resistant to steel. Mudsdale should have ground moves used against us, but probably doesn't want to use it for some reason. We get the KO anyways, and that's a win. I bet I'd won if I wasn't so tired. Well, I guess you can say he's right about that. I mean, he will use a different move. Here's Shelgon. This is a Dragon-type Pokemon, which is in its cocoon form. If it goes to level 50s, it will evolve and become very powerful. Then we have these Pokemon here. This one is new. Interesting. This is Glimmet. So Glimmet is a new Pokemon. We faced this one before, but this one has a cool evolution. It's a dual type rock and poison, which is a very interesting move or combination. So of course rock types are resistant to fire. You could try using flamethrower, or maybe torch tongue even. Torch tongue does increase our stats. It does some damage. Special attack goes up. Acid armor. Causing his defense to increase by 2. Use Snarl maybe? Nope, that's gonna be a KO. Let's level up for a Azumarill, that's nice. You wanna get a Glimmer. Because the Glimmet I think is a Pokemon that's gonna be nice for us. Rock Poison is a very interesting combination. Now I would maybe have used it. I would still use Garganical because I want to have a physical tank in our team. But if it wasn't for that, I would have probably switched out Garganical with Glimmet. Especially if you can find out how to evolve it. That is. Flamethrower then maybe. No. Just do that help. Oh boy, it can self-destruct as well. But doesn't really affect Skeledirge because self-destruct is a normal move and ghost types are immune to it, so that's unfortunate. One more of the shell guns here. Another Glimmet here. I want to try to get a Glimmet. Or a Shadow Ball maybe. Maybe that will be enough. That's gonna be one KO. That doesn't work. Oh, come on, Gibble. I don't have time for you. I mean, you're a cool Pokemon. I mean, just look at how things went in Generation 4. But not today. Glimmet again. Let's try Snarl then. That helps. First attack goes down, that's fine. Rock Slide. Super effective because fire types are weak to rock. That's good. Another hit. Rock Slide is gonna miss. Rock Slide doesn't have perfect accuracy, that's why it's not really good to use. Let's try to get Glimmet now. 1, 2, 3, and got him! Got yourself a new Pokemon from Generation 9, Glimmet. Let's find out more about Glimmet. The ore Pokemon. Glimmet's toxic mineral crystals look like just like flower petals. This Pokemon scatters poisonous powder like pollen to protect itself. Interesting. Guess I found more later on, but interesting Pokemon at least. See, down here we have these sort of like torches to indicate the way in case you get lost, because I also think this cave has two entrances, the one we came from and the other entrance from up here-ish. I think we're closing into at least. They see there's a torch up there, so I think that is the way to go. But we still also have an item here. A rare bone. Gotten plenty of them so far. How does today's weather look? I don't know, do you know? I'll tell you why I'm so worried about the weather. Well, why do you worry about the weather when you are inside of a cave? Let's see what she has to offer though. Hippowdon! Oh boy. That's a good Pokemon when talking about weather because Hippowdon has the Sandstream ability. Sandstream causes Sandstorm to causing all Pokemon that are not resistant to ground to take damage every turn. But don't worry though, Hippowdon is a ground type, so it's weak to water and grass. It's effective against fire though. Earthquake, this is going to hurt. Oh boy, almost KO'd me. But the Sandstorm does. No, it doesn't! Wow, we survived. Barely. Flamethrower number 2 will do the job. Guest wants to learn Curse. Curse is a move that's depending on the type of the Pokemon. So if it's a as the Ghost type, Curse will then reduce speed by 2 to increase defense and attack by 1, I think it was. But Curse from a Ghost type will cause half your HP to be gone, of your max HP, and then you will deal periodic damage to a target, which is undispellable. Only way to dispel it is to switch out or you get KO'd. So it's a good move, especially if you're about to get KO'd or if you want to start a battle against a very powerful foe. So it can be a very good move, but it's a very, you know, you do have to almost sacrifice yourself a bit, so it's not that good. Sandstorm will hit Kilgar, this time it's going to be KO. So at least KO'd the one Pokemon at least. Let's use Bramblecast. Bramblecast is going to be good Pokemon anyways in the next gym because it's Ghost type. Lycanroc is next. So Lycanroc generation number 7. This is a pure rock type Pokemon. It's weak to grass, as you can see. It's called Bullet Seed. Crunch. Super effective because ghosts are weak to dark. Critical hit as well. Didn't kill me though, luckily. We'll hit it once. Hits twice, and that's all we got. That's unfortunate for Bramblegast because most likely it's going to get KO'd. Bramblegast KO'd by the Sandstorm. That's unfortunate. Let's bring in a Azumarill though. Because Crunch can't do super effective damage against a Fairy type. And is weak to water as well, so this should be an easy double. There we go. Liking what goes down. Level up for 2 Pokemon. Interesting battle, at least. Sandstorms are weather too, you know. I swear they are. Well, you're technically right, but sandstorm is caused not by sand just twirling around, it's caused by wind. So the wind is what causes the sandstorm. Need to revive our Pokemon. So let's go to the bag. Use revive onto Skeledirge. And onto Bramblegast. They're back up and ready to go. Good. Up this little path here, and then we see light. And here we are. We have arrived. We can do one more trainer, can't we? Of course we can. I build up these muscles by many trips to the gym. My brilliant brawn will surely lead me to victory. We'll see. Aizen the Courier is next. You're gonna send a Revavroom. This is not a Team Star battle, but yeah, here is a Revavroom. So this is the engine of the Team Star cars. Now this is a dual type Steel and Poison, which is a very unique move. It means it has a 4-time weakness to ground. It's also weak to fire, for example. Flamethrower is gonna be a KO. Steel melts from fire. Level 47 now for Revavroom. We're going to learn Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp is a move that will guarantee put up a burn on the opponent, but doesn't have perfect accuracy though, so be warned. But why would you want to use Will-O-Wisp when you already have Flamethrower, in my opinion? Let's learn Hex now. Hex is also a dark type, ghost type move, not dark type. So it's the same as Shadow Ball, but it has lower power. The benefit of Hex though is that it does double damage to opponents that has a status effect. Let's say you use Flamethrower cause a burn, then use Hex. So Will-O-Wisp and Hex together are actually a very smart combination. But I find Shadow Ball to be more stronger because reducing special defense can be a game changer. My massive musculature misled me. Excuses. Anyway, this little plain area here on top of this plateau is where we are. This is Alfornada. As you can see, it has a bit of a different aesthetic. It has palm trees, it's a bit of a warm area. But it also has a bit of a different aesthetic. It has almost like a bit of an Arabic type of aesthetic with these buildings and so on. There we go. We healed up and we're ready to go. So that's gonna be it of this episode, guys. We have arrived in Alfornada. Next episode we're gonna explore Alfornada. And then we're gonna check out what kind of a trial we have to go through, because all trials in the Pokemon gym so far will be the trial of this one. We got enough trainers for here. You defeat 8 trainers. That gets a prize. A Flare Blitz. Oh boy, this is a great move. So Flare Blitz is one of the most powerful physical fire moves in the game, but it is like Double Edge, a recoil move, but it can also cause a burn if you're lucky. So it's a very, very good TM. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Next episode, we're gonna explore Alfornada, find out more about the gym challenge, and battle the gym leader. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. That's it for now. See you guys next time as my journey in Pokemon Violet continues.